Hello, headphone mixers. Welcome to MixPhones, the channel dedicated towards mixing and mastering professionally on headphones. This is basically an introduction video for everybody, so we can kind of talk briefly about mixing on headphones and why you can do it. For me and my good friend Emrah, who is across there. Emrah, say hi to everybody on YouTube land.
Hi, everyone.
So
I'm here now.
Emrah is officially here, right? He has been on YouTube for a long, long time. He's got a Mix Yap channel. But this is the first time that he's ever had like an English kind of bass speaking channel. So for anybody that isn't aware already, Emrah is a multi-award winning mix and mastering engineer. The guy mixes globally, and currently, Emrah, roughly how many mixes and masters in regards to streams? How many streams have you got right now?
I guess it's about 3 billion.
just a little bit, okay? So 3 billion streams. And if you were to kind of put an average on probably like how many mixes in, say, in the past 5 years that you've mixed on headphones or you've used headphones, like how many would you say roughly?
Last year I did more than 350 tracks.
Right. So 350 tracks professionally.
Yeah.
Right. So we have got, probably for the very first time in my opinion, a proper, I don't mean to be rude to other YouTubers, right, but a proper mixing and mastering professional, somebody who does this day in, day out for a living, who lives and breathes headphones. Like when I say that this gentleman here is an audio geek, like if you think I'm an audio geek, I know it's, some of you might be surprised. He's another level, right? He can go to levels that I can't even fathom yet. So we do geek out, and we're going to geek out a lot on this channel. So what to expect, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do headphone reviews, but we're going to do headphone reviews from the aspect of mixing and mastering. So we are going to actually work on these and listen to them and basically review them in a way of, you know, how a mix and mastering engineer would want something reviewed. We are also going to do a lot of how-tos. So we're going to do, you know, why you need a headphone amp, you know, and how to connect the headphone amp. And we're going to talk about headphone EQ levels. We're going to talk about DACs. We're going to talk about DACs and amps and basically try and cover everything. So if you're kind of coming at this from, you know, a total beginner level, you could stay with us, stick with us, and we will teach you everything that there needs to be known about mixing on headphones so you can start mixing today and hopefully get to a point where you're doing it professionally. Now, just to kind of have a little bit of proof in the pudding, because that's very important when you're on YouTube, we should all need to have accountability. You know, my mixes, if you want to hear my mixes, are predominantly like 90% on headphones. You could go to taysamstudio.com and you can listen to a lot of the mixes that I've done on my portfolio already. Now, that man over there, Emrah Celik, he is one of my closest friends and very, very good mentor to me. So I've learned a lot from Emrah, and nearly everything that I know about mixing on headphones, I've learned from him. So, Emrah, what are the viewers to expect, right? What can you teach us? What wisdom have you got in regards to mixing on headphones? Like many people say, like it can't be done. Like speakers are the industry standard. So can you kind of tell people why it is possible that you can do it, and why maybe, you know, there has been such a, I like to say a myth. It's a myth that you have to mix on speakers. Like, why do you think that is, and why do you think times have changed?
Yeah, it's basically the headphones are industry standard right now.
Yep, totally.
Because almost 87% of people who listen to music uses headphones.
Yep.
You know, maybe cheaper, expensive or something, doesn't matter. But they use headphones. So mostly if you release something, your tracks will be played on headphones. And that's why we have to match with what they hear, right? This is all about mixing. It's all about translating, the translation of the song. And that's why you can absolutely make perfect mixes on speakers, doesn't matter. But you can also make perfect mixes on headphones as well. But there are some tricks, there are some things to learn. And in this channel, it's going to be really completely different than people used to watch. When they see a headphones review, it's more like, how they hear, mostly
Audiophile stuff, yeah.
audiophile stuff. Like, I'm in the clouds when I hear the hi-hats and stuff. No, we're going to tell exactly what they want to hear. This is completely an isolated channel from hi-fi industry.
So for anybody that's thinking, right, why should I get into mixing on headphones, right? Well, I suppose we can kind of do a very brief kind of discussion about why it is very beneficial to actually mix on headphones over speakers. So what would you say, or maybe say like three reasons why you would choose to mix on headphones in this modern day?
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with people who are watching this channel. I have had really big problems because I was living in a really small apartment. It was impossible to work with speakers. That's why instead of giving up, I changed my mind. And now if I wear headphones, I can be free. It's mostly freedom. There's no place that you have to be in to mix. You can be anywhere, in a beach, in a jungle, in a hotel room, or wherever you can think of. And that's the most important aspect of mixing on headphones. The second one is as a cost. Investing on studio monitors and acoustic, especially. If you're really sitting in a shit room with expensive speakers, it's not going to work. If you sit in a perfectly tuned room with shitty speakers, it's not going to work. But headphones, there's no room involved. These are the reasons that you have to work with headphones. The cost, acoustic, and freedom.
Now, if we were to kind of elaborate on that, again, that's one of the reasons, big reasons why I had to mix on headphones was because, I couldn't put speakers, in my house. I didn't have a separate room where I could put speakers in. And it's something that many people don't talk about. That I know it sounds brutal, but again, I'll be the person to say it. Having done all the acoustic stuff and trying to make speakers sound good in a room, like if you genuinely believe that a good investment is buying speakers to mix on in an unacoustically treated room, that's a terrible idea and it's a terrible investment.
Yeah, you're making a mistake.
Big mistake. I mean, the thing is with speakers is that the speakers are only as good as the room, right? Where in headphones, you can get a very, very good set of headphones. You don't have to worry about the sweet spot, again, because there is no sweet spot. The sweet spot's right here. And there's a level of consistency in there where you never have to worry about movement. As Emrah said, you could mix anywhere. Now, to be clear, Emrah is hybrid, as I am, as many people are. Emrah has a very, very, very big pair of speakers. What's the exact model of the Eves again?
It's 312s.
They are massive. Genuinely, it was a two-man lift.
Yeah,
just to get it.
50-kilogram speakers. But I just want to point out that when you say I'm hybrid, it's not hybrid 50-50 hybrid.
Yeah, correct.
It's 90-10% or 95-5%.
Yeah.
So 95% is headphones. I mean, the bigger chunk of headphones,
And I think that's something that many people don't speak about a lot, is the reality of many mixers. Like, I know many mixers who kind of prefer to mix mostly on headphones, but they will have a very good pair of speakers in a very good room because, again, as Emrah said earlier, translation is key, and that is something that we're going to cover a lot on this channel. So when you were starting out, Emrah, was there any kind of ridicule from, any people being like, this guy's mixing on headphones, like it's done on speakers? Like, did you find anything from the industry that was, a little bit challenging?
No. As long as you don't tell them, nobody is know. But I don't really understand why you would think that it's if your client thinks that you are mixing on headphones, he's not getting or she is not getting the value of his songs or something. I don't understand, because it's all about the result, right?
End result, always.
End result, yeah. And that's how I got my clients. They know that I'm working with headphones, but the end result is always good. Okay, I have big speakers, but I'm mostly using headphones, and they know already that if I'm going to mix your song, Paul, if you send me a song, you know already that I'm going to mix them 95% or maybe 100% on headphones. So there's no problem.
And that's a very, very important point to make. And, it's one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this channel was because there's so much bullshit on the internet in regards to mixing on headphones. Like the industry standards, right? The industry standards of the past are of the past. Yes, like years and years and years ago, the technology wasn't the best. And yes, people did have very good rooms. Labels paid a lot of money. And, mixers were, kind of cast into rooms with, amazing speakers, and they learned to mix on speakers. But what we found is that today, especially, with the technology and the way that it's advanced, we are in the golden age of mixing. We never, ever, ever want mixing to be gate-kept. I think that's something about headphones that's been kind of this thing over the years where it's almost like this gate-kept secret where, we don't want people to start mixing on headphones. We don't want them to have that freedom. We don't want them to know that you actually can, mix professionally on headphones for actually not a lot of money. Like what we're going to do on this channel is not like go into like the depths of all the expensive stuff. We are going to cover a lot of budget stuff. So like when we review things, we are reviewing for various budgets. We are reviewing for audiences, that are, from budget to the top end.
I'm going to cover these also. You can mix on this.
Yeah, and how much is that?
Like $15.
So as you can see, right, there's a lot of scope on this channel, and we're going to try and cover as much as we physically can and hopefully educate people as much as we can with all the knowledge that we have, in the hope that you can mix professionally on headphones with the budget that you have. And that is how we are going to end this very first video on this channel. Now, what's very important is that we get your feedback as well. So if there's anything about mixing on headphones that you don't know, or you would like to know, or you would like to geek out, or you would like to fall down the rabbit hole, please comment down below. I will go through every single comment, and I will make notes if there's anything that I think, should be covered, or again, I've maybe not covered myself, or Emrah's not covered. And we will try our best to genuinely educate everybody as much as we can on mixing on headphones. And to give you a little bit of a teaser, right, just so you have something to subscribe for, next week we are going to be talking about how to get the maximum performance out of any headphone. It's not clickbait, right? We genuinely mean what we say. We're going to talk to you about how you, watching, can get the maximum performance out of your headphone or any headphone that you own. It's going to be a deep one. So, Emrah, it's been good seeing you, and I'm very glad that everybody has now been introduced.
We have a new channel, right?
we have a new channel. The master has now arrived. So, yes, leave your comments down below, and we will see you on the next installment of MixPhones.